Hello again. My phone crashed. I'm here, and I was about to tell everyone how to get information on the raw box that I was just scoping about. So if you weren't there, then watch the replay because it won't really make sense. So I tried the flaxseed things. They're kind of spicy, but they're actually really good. Hello. Yeah, these are good snacks. So I'm considering enrolling in this raw box. It was a contagious phone crash. I apologize if I totally froze your phones. I hate whenever my Periscope does that. Periscope is kind of really aggravating, to say the least. However, it's also like this evil that I just love to use because I get to talk to you and share this experience. So I was just eating these, the flaxseed crackers. Pretty good. And for any of you who are wondering what the heck I was showing you all this good, organic, raw, eco-friendly food, this box is attacking me. You can just go to getrawbox.com. Imagine that. And you can order it. I have no idea what the price it is. I should have looked that up. But that's a lot of stuff. And I would say this. Here's the thing. Those goji berries, for example. Goji berries, I think I would have paid between $10 to $20 for just this at the store. And I feel like the box is either $30 or $60 a month. And I got a crap ton of other stuff with it. And they're companies I would have never seen before. I've never seen some of these things before. And I would have never tried them either. So I think it's a really good idea. Hey, sorry for crashing everyone's phone. They're good. They're a little bit spicy. These flaxseed crackers are a little bit spicy, but I'm hooked. This is I'm surrounded by some awesome food right now, and I think even Lean Green Media would approve of this food because all of it's organic. Most of them have even the non-GMO certification. The soaps are super awesome. It's definitely a win. I was super excited to win this, and honestly I waited for a month, and I checked my P.O. box so much. I was harassing the people, and I finally asked when it was coming, and they had just misplaced my name. So it was awesome to know that it arrived today. And I think you should get one if you're trying to switch. Say if you have Doritos or Fritos or Cheetos in your pantry right now, raise your hand or put a number 1. If you have ridded all of that crap out of your life, put a number 2. Just because I kind of want to know what's going on in your process and where you're at, because I'm kind of in the beginning of eating better. I'm not very advanced in this stuff. Yeah, flaxseed crackers are good. Me. What does me mean? You're in the beginning, or you've already done it? And it's really new. If you're joining this Periscope because of my location being on, I know how hard it is to find real food in Polk County. It's pretty rare to find real snacks, there's some farmers markets so you can get fruits and vegetables and stuff, and that's cool, and you should totally do that. If you haven't been, maybe make a date out of it, or meet up with some friends and see if you can try some new real food. But there's only one health food store in this whole dang city, and it's pretty small, Hello. And so I encourage you to try something. They have organic Fritos. I hate Fritos, so that totally does not entaste me. And so Jules, like the closest Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, or those are, I think, the name brands, are over an hour away from where I live. So it's hard to make a lifestyle change when your environment has totally blocked out a lot of healthy options for you, and we have to start asking for these things in order to make a change. Hello. So if you want to feel better about your life, you want to change the way that you eat. I seriously don't like Fritos. I have never liked them. Then you have to start asking, like, if you have a Publix around you, usually you can ask for stuff and they'll add it to their list. So, these flaxseed chips, this is probably something that you could request and they could add. And some of these, like broccoli poppers, those would be pretty easy to add into there, So, I think you should do it. I think you should go to getrawbox.com and try a box out, because what's the worst that could happen? You just, might actually not like one thing. But, what if you love, like, all of them? And then you're, like, on a new journey to actually taking care of your body from the inside out. Very true. It's hard to go out. Yes. Oops, sorry. My bad. Now it's all zoomed in. You feel like you're a burden? Yeah, I get it. I'm not even a vegetarian, and I already am feeling that pain. I hate to call it a pain, but it is. Like, now I don't know what to do with my friends and my family. Like, I'm going to admit something. I got pizza yesterday, and I felt terrible. I could not remember the last time I was so bloated and, like, disgusting feeling. I know this is a mental thing, but I literally ate the pizza, went into my cottage, and I looked down and I was like, what is this? What is this skin doing over here? And I was like, it couldn't have affected it that quickly, but it was like, it was making me feel gross. Yeah, it's a really good idea to fill out requests. I think that's the way to do it. You gotta ask. Otherwise, they're only gonna put in there what people are buying. And if you're buying Fritos, they're just gonna keep putting in Fritos. I'm sorry that I keep moving this so much. It just will not stay still. Oh, it's like a cat. So, I'm not a mom. So you should really consider some of these things, and the reason I'm sharing it with you is because I would have never bought, like, 80% of the crap in this box. It's not crap, it's really good stuff. I would have not bought, like, 80% of the stuff maybe 6 months ago. I would have been like, ooh, that's gonna taste real weird. I don't think I would like to eat anything like that. And it was so close-minded of me. It was just like, I was going with the flow and what I was raised to think, and what people around me in this area were thinking. And I was, like, afraid of new stuff, and that's unlike me. I am very open to new stuff all the time. Oh my gosh, 3 years, that's crazy. And so finally I just, took the lunge and started following some real food recipes from Periscope or Instagram. I do not speak Spanish, sorry. And my life has changed. I feel a lot better. Things are going a lot smoother in my body and my growth and my yoga journey, and I think it's just going to keep growing from there. So this was just like kind of a recap of what we talked about with those foods, and to help inspire you that if you're not sure what to buy, try a box like that, something that you don't have to know what you're getting. You don't have to make a decision. A lot of times that's the hardest thing, is making a decision of where to begin. And I think if I would have had a raw box a long time ago, it would have helped me get past that fear and that confusion is really what it is, of like, where do I start, So if you try something like that, it might give you the momentum to make other changes in your life. So people have really strong feelings about their food, you have noticed. Yes. Well, I don't even... Why is my uncle calling me? What was I going to say? Sorry. A phone call came through, and so I was worried it was going to kick you off. I am totally an emotional eater, and I struggle with that. So yesterday, I went on a hike with my mom. By the way, this is like turning into kind of just a chit-chat scope. So if you're here only for information, you probably can go about your day now. But I just want to chat with my friends. I think passion is almost instinctually influenced. Passion. What? What do you mean? Say it again, Jules. Stop saying I don't like saying What I was going to say is, oh geez, it's probably calls like 7 times at once. So I apologize if it kicks you off, because my dad doesn't understand the power of voicemail or text messages. He's probably at the post office or something. Like, what are you doing talking to your phone without me? The eating with emotions thing is where I was going, and what I was going to say, is that I went on the hike with my mom, and it was so long. I like going on walks, and I totally needed it because I have not gone anywhere in like a month and a half, and I'm dying. Like, I feel like a withering flower. So I needed it, but it was the most boring brush ever. So if you were on my Snapchat, you saw the highlights, which are like random itty bitty flowers. I did like a bin littered scope and like zoomed in and tried sharing that with you. But, it was a lot of just trees, and that's it. There was not any water or height or change, which is what I'm attracted to. And my mom talked, is more important start or end? I think you mean, is like the beginning of the scope more important than the end? Yes. And actually this one is less important than the replay of the one before this, before it broke. Yes, I agree, Jules. And now I'm just kind of having a chit chat with you. So totally, put in your 2 cents if you have any ideas on any of this raw food and this change of lifestyle. But it was hard going on that hike and not craving something gross. Like, why is it that I went into a completely pure and natural place and pretty much rid of a lot of toxins in my body by sweating it out and, just like breathing in fresh air. And then I get in the car, and what do I want? I want pizza. Like, that's so weird. That doesn't really make sense. And I did it. I gave in because I'm not trying to torture myself. It's okay. I watched that thinking I would totally be taking the same pictures on the hike too. The hour of your transmission is just chat, and you can totally chat with us. Whatever you think is relevant. The hike, I keep getting distracted. The pizza, though, it was something that is slowly going away in my life, but it's totally an emotional connection. It was like, my mom and I would go and get pizzas growing up, so that was kind of our thing, what we did. You're welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing it with us. And when we were done hiking, like, that's probably why I thought of pizza, because it was kind of random. I haven't been wanting pizza recently. And so there's a lot of emotions that we tie to food, and we can learn to change it. And so to help me change it, this is what I did. I ate my pizza with pepperoni, lots of cheese, and grease. I love fungus, lichen, moss, and macros so much. I should make a calendar. You should, Jules. You should. And even though I knew I was eating something that was probably killing my body, and I knew that my body was addicted to it, to help reverse what was going on in my brain, I I played to her a like Monsanto documentary. So we sat eating pizza, listening about how Monsanto is like killing our earth and all of our plants and turning them into like alien species practically. And it kind of worked because I wanted more pizza at one point, and I was like, no, I really don't want any more pizza now, because I'm like looking at it as I'm listening to this thinking, why am I eating this? Why is this going into my body? Like, why is this happening? And so that's kind of a little trick that you may try with yourself. If you notice that you're doing stuff, I do that with goodies too. So, with a lot of the chocolatey stuff that I eat, you know, I eat it while I'm watching Netflix documentaries on switching to plant-based diets and how sugar is going to give you like a million types of cancer and stuff. And it's because I can understand a lot of stuff and I can watch these documentaries and get it, but it doesn't mean that my subconscious is really accepting it. So I'm kind of like shocking it into accepting it. Yeah, I need to start making more homemade pizzas. You have a little problem when you eat dry food dry. Do you have any answers? Maybe you are not hydrated enough, because I know for me personally, if I'm not drinking my allotted, like at least 64 ounces of water a day, everything seems dry to me. And that seemed like a ridiculous amount of water at first. And then I started drinking that much water, and now everything in my body feels different. And I can eat stuff like, you know, those flaxseed crackers would have been kind of dry and weird tasting a while ago. And now they're just normal because you're hydrated enough. Only soaked? I don't know. I would suggest talking to a nutritionist, and they could probably help you. I am totally not a nutritionist. I know nothing. I'm just sharing with you what I've been learning slowly. Jules, you should start a cooking scope. I know. That's why she's doing the monkey splits gone bananas recipes. That's why I recruited her. You're welcome, Ulysses Lemon. So yeah, so that's a random tip that I've been using on myself, and it seems to be working. I play subliminal messages to me as I'm doing things that I know I want to change. Is it the teeth? What? What do you mean? What teeth? My teeth? There's probably nuts in my teeth. Is there nuts in my teeth? No. I do really weird things on Periscope sometimes. I'm sorry. It's awesome. You're learning so much. Good. I just make shit up. That's all I do. And you know why it works? Is because I'm not afraid to try. Think of every great invention. Like, it's not like a lot of inventors had to learn how to... Who told Steve Jobs how to make an iPod? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he learned how to make an iPod and they made an iPod. He just, like, made shit up. And look at how things, like, go from there. It's awesome, right? So that's why I scope what I do, because I understand that a lot of it is, like, weird and random. But I know that if I just make stuff up and go with the flow and listen to my instincts, then that's way more powerful than somebody just telling me, forcing me to do something that is not going to work. And that's why I don't really try to tell you what to do. That's not why I scope. Instead, I try to just share with you ideas so that you can make up your own shit. Like, be your own kind of crazy, you know? All right. So that's probably enough random scoping for today. I have no idea how there's 62 people in here, but I'm only seeing a few comments, so I'm very surprised to not be hearing more input. 63 people. Normally there's like 2 people, and you know what? It's okay. I practice yoga as often as I can. That's what I recommend. I don't like putting labels on stuff. You people, everybody, me, you, everybody, we have to stop, like, this whole what's enough, what's too much, what's enough, like, limits. You gotta stop thinking of limits. I gotta stop thinking of limits. One limit that I have to stop thinking of is time. Time's a hard one for me. Jules, you inspired me the other day when you said, like, you just don't even care about time. I'm starting to get there, but other people around me care about time, so then it kind of, like, pulls me back down. But time, calories, like, how often, they're just traps. They're just, like, that's setting yourself up for failure, because what happens if you don't do it? Then you're gonna feel shitty. But if you just do it when you can and just do your best, then you're going to always feel rock star awesome. Exactly. So right now, I'm not practicing that often. I show y'all one pose a day, and half the time I forget to warm up. So it's like 5 minutes total that I'm practicing yoga. And do I want to practice more? Yeah, I really do. But I'm not there right now. It's just like my brain is not in it. So I just do my best. And then it works out. And I know that other times I'll practice more. And if I feel like I'm noticing effects on my body that are negative and I need more physical exercise, then I practice more. But I don't say, well, I can't touch my toes, so I need to practice yoga 7 times a day. That's exaggerated for a reason. I'm not going to tell myself that. That's not it. Instead, I'm just going to say, oh, I can't touch my toes. I'm going to practice some yoga. That's it. That's easy, right? That's pretty straightforward. So I know that's kind of hard to hear because we're so used to being prescribed life. Just live. But live and not, like, let it fade away. That's probably our biggest problem, is that we are waiting for everyone to tell us what to do, and we're not just doing it. That's what I do. I watch Periscope way too much, trying to get people to tell me what to eat and what to do and what to think and how to position my body, instead of just, like, doing what it naturally does. So just get in motion, start doing stuff, and that's exactly what you should be doing. People are doing yoga makes my body crave yoga stretches. Yeah, and so I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't be learning from people, but I'm saying, like, know that in the end, that whatever they say really almost makes no difference, because it's in your head what you're going to do. So if you want to do it, you're going to do it. If you have given up, try not to give up. Try to find whatever inspires you to not give up. Otherwise, you'll just die. Then that's pretty basic, right? First start, hey, join our Monkey Splits Gone Bananas challenge. It's for everybody. I scope on here 1 time a day, a little lesson for you, and you can try it out. And if you're on Instagram, you can post a picture of what you're doing to keep yourself accountable. But it's all about what you want to do. You can also, go to YouTube, and there's a crap load of free videos on there. But I have videos for download. They're on the link in my bio. All right, I'm going to let you go. I have sat in this car long enough, and now I have to drive. I think I'm going to get some kombucha, though, before I head off. And I'm going to eat this bar. Oh, do you want to see what it tastes like? Do you want to see what it tastes like? That's an interesting concept, isn't it? And the sunshine. You know what? Why do I even worry about the glare on my camera? You're welcome. I don't know why I worry about the glare on my camera, because half of you probably are, like, happy to see sunshine glaring and stuff. Now there's kids looking at me like I'm funny talking to myself in my car. I see them, like, pointing to their mom, like, Mom, why is she talking to herself in the car? Okay, so this is like a coconut Lara bar. Looks good, right? It looks delicious. That kid has his, like, shirt pulled up over his head. I think it's really funny when they do that. Yeah. They're tasty. This one's a winner. It is delicious. What in the heck is the, it's called New Nut Raw Bar. I read it Nutra Bar, but I guess Nut Raw Bar is actually what it would really be called. NutRawBar.com. I like it if you are wanting somebody to make it for you. However, you can just make it yourself. These are really simple. Alright, well, I'm going to the store, and I will see you tomorrow. And Jules, I'm teaching tonight, so I might not get to see your muffins scope. But thank you so much for sharing. I'm super excited for everyone to try that, because that one's really simple. Namaste. Love you. Bye. Goodbye, everybody. I don't know yet. If you subscribe in the link in my comments, you'll get an email tonight or tomorrow morning with the information, because I don't ever know. It's too soon for me to know. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.